Thank you, Frank. Thank you so much. Yes, it's been amazing here. I mean, the environment specifically. It's quite hot though, but it's not something we're used to. It's not the cold from Nairobi. So yeah, I'm actually liking it from a weather perspective.
All right. What did you come to do at the Safari edition? Rather, what was your major expectation?
I mean, the main things I do is community building. So, I came here to connect, and I've seen a lot of projects. People have traveled from far, and my aim to at the end of this particular session and the event, it's a 3-day event, is to get new connects, get to network, and yes, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of people here from different blockchain protocols and people doing a lot of stuff. I've even seen artists. So I'm just curious about your niche in the blockchain space. What do you do, or rather, what's your even you can talk about your favorite stuff in the blockchain space.
I mean, I feel like I need to give a story, a bit of a story of where I've come from, which is specifically cybersecurity. And having been in tech, it's something different when you approach blockchain, especially not from a tech side. And my main niche, specifically right now, is working with the community. However, I don't think this is just what I do. I really do like speculation. I don't know why, but it's something I do like. So a lot of research and working on checking on DeFi projects. DeFi appeals to me more than CeFi, so it's the main thing I look for. I've also been looking at how exactly can we be able to integrate other things like cash on ramp, off ramp. I mean, one of the things I came here hoping to see is, if there's someone working to allow people to spend crypto using cards. Unfortunately, not someone, and I've not seen any project yet. But I mean, I've not been to all the booths, so I'm hoping to get to see someone with such a product, or at least share my views on what other founders could be building, but also get an understanding of what other people are building in terms of the to allow people to spend, because it's one thing I think we don't give it enough attention. You might have your Bitcoin, you might have your Ethereum, and currently the main thing, the main way for you to actually off ramp is P2P. And I've been a merchant myself, so I understand the intricacies of P2P. And I just sold actually some few USD here, as USDT, as I wanted to pay for something. But I mean, it takes 5-10 minutes on Binance, and they have most of the liquidity anyway. But it's not appealing yet. I want to see instant transactions. Am I able to swipe somewhere? Am I able to initiate a transaction from my exchange, maybe from my DeFi wallet like Trust Wallet, and withdraw and make a payment? I mean, I look forward to a point where I can, maybe M-Pesa is integrated on Trust Wallet, and there's a Lipa na M-Pesa option or send money option, and I just do the transaction. I don't have to think of the intricacies behind it, and the transaction is just sent. I don't have to have money on a wallet and I have to move it on a centralized exchange and go to spend. I know we will bring up a lot of points on all these decentralized ways you can be able to off ramp, but the reality is I've used some of the decentralized ways, and those to from those, you're looking at even a day, even for small amounts. I mean, $100, $200. So those are some of the things I was really expecting, and I just hope to get to see. However, something I think I need to mention is there's been a couple of fireside chats, a couple of interesting conversations going on. So I've attended some of these conversations, and it's really an eye opener seeing what other people are actually building.
Yeah, it seems you have a lot of expectations and hope in the DeFi space. And something that I've gathered is that number one, you're looking at, or rather, you're posing a challenge to the devs or the builders out there to kind of create fiat on ramp in the DeFi space where you just use your DeFi wallets to probably exchange your crypto directly to your local currency without necessarily going through other centralized exchanges to reduce the friction. So that's a huge challenge for the devs who are listening in. I also heard you talking about you're looking for protocols, or rather someone who is building on cards, how to off ramp using cards directly. So yeah, I pose this challenge to anyone, founders and everyone else. Apart from the tech side of stuff, I also want to hear your perspective on the safari so far. Are you enjoying your time here? Apart from the heat, of course. I reckon you come from Nairobi where it's a bit chilly.
Just before I answer that, I have something else to add on your previous question. This basically goes to devs. I come from a tech side of things, and and I've worked from the marketing side mostly, and I've also worked as a user. And one of the things I pose as challenge to is, as a developer, let's not think of every user as a genius, as someone who can figure things out. Whenever you're building, let's think of the MVP. What does a user want? A send button, a withdraw button, a deposit button, and a receive button. Those are the main things a user wants. I've seen people trying to build super apps with multiple different features, which are not necessarily fully developed. And yes, they are useful to you as a developer, as a tech geek, but it's not useful for the user. I've been learning a few things I've actually been reading a lot, and one of the books I'm currently reading is called Essentialism, and it talks about focusing your energies to one thing and doing it quite perfectly. That's what you're remembered for. You might be doing one small thing in every other sphere, but yes, you show up, but your work is not necessarily recognizable because you're as good as someone who has specialized in that particular industry. So the reason I'm saying this is, as a developer, I think we have this mindset of yes, you're developing for the tech side, but we've not thought of users first. So it's something we need to think of a bit on that. Now, going to your question, am I enjoying myself here? I mean, I'm connecting with nature.
Can I interrupt you? I just wanted to kind of make it simple on what he's saying. So you can correct me if I'm wrong. So are you challenging devs or the techies to kind of build a user-friendly app as simple as possible instead of just going for super sophisticated stuff? So just a super simple app, or app, or even a website that the user doesn't really need to have the technical background. All they have to know is, how can I send, how can I receive, how can I withdraw? Did I get it correct?
Yes, definitely. You got it right. So what I was trying to allude to specifically is we tend to come from a point of view of wanting to give users, as opposed to letting the users tell us what they want. And the best part of it is, the users already know what they want. and we already know what users want. We just want to maybe add a bit of a difference to maybe make your product a bit more recognizable. But the reality is, the harder it becomes, the harder it becomes in terms of the features you're offering, then you lose the user. From a marketing point of view, one of the things I've learned is the attention span for any sort of user. So if, for instance, I'm downloading an app and I'm KYC in my app, and I fail for the first time to KYC. So if that's not a very good experience for the first time, a user is probably lost. So we might need to look at maybe why our churn users are lost, and whenever you're developing, just think about the marketing side of it, not just the user side. So, and I think one of the small niche that, especially for jobs that, or for HR people to think about, is getting people who are from a tech side, but they're not necessarily into so much tech, but also they're from a marketing side, because that way they can understand what the users are, what the user wants to see. So you can even run challenges where you give random people the app and see what they actually do, like log it, and then see what their first moves are, and then you learn from that. It's a psychology, quite interesting thing I've seen from a user testing side as well.
I think you should write a book on that. Because we're just having fun today. You can just probably wind up this short conversation. I'll definitely invite you for a more intricate conversation on this. About now, your time at the It's Safari edition, probably from the block train up to now in the Kilifi beneath the baobabs.
Well, for the blockchain, this time I got early. I got there early. I'm used to be that one person who's running across the place because he's often late. So this one, I actually enjoyed the fact that I actually got there early. So we were supposed to move from around 8 a.m. and the train was actually quite on time. So I met a lot of people on the couch that we were in. I actually interacted with a few guys. So some of the people I know from the community. It was a bit of a long ride though, but had quite some nice views. I believe it passes through a park because we could see zebras, lions, and a bit of elephants. It's quite an experience there because it was I've never traveled on a train on a daytime. So we got to Kilifi. Thanks to the organizers, everything was quite well planned. There was no friction anywhere whatsoever in terms of moving, and the location actually is quite beautiful. I think, Frank, you should put in a few pictures on this particular space. It's quite beautiful. Allows you also to go move around. It's not a set of it's just no one path. You can even hear how people here, they are happy, they are having fun. I didn't know environment makes you think of, makes you more creative. Yeah. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, actually, I just want to interject. Environment kind of releases happy hormones when the environment is clean and cozy. Unlike the, let me use city environment where it's polluted, a lot of noise, too much stress. You can go on with your journey.
Yeah, you mentioned city. I don't know why, but the capital always feels like you're always in a rush. For no good reason, you're always in a rush. But this place gives you some calmness. There's some very bright colored paintworks. There's a lot of green stuff. So and the sea is just nearby. The breeze is quite, it's a warm breeze. Yesterday we actually had some fun with my friends. We went to a bonfire, and this was actually quite an interesting time. And I really, really like this place. Yep.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. Probably if there's anything else you'd want to add, you can add it. But where can we probably follow you on social media if we want to know more about what you do in the space?
Right. For my socials, I'm more active on Telegram and Twitter. But for my Twitter, it's Mathendu_KE. Got a lot of Binance background there. I bet I'm married by Binance right now. Telegram is still Mathendu_KE. And for my IG socials, those are more on the nature side. So again, as I said, I love nature, so those are mainly on the nature side, so I don't think those are quite helpful in the meantime. Yes, that's it, man.
All right, thank you so much. Go and have fun. I hear there are some more parties, so looking forward to having fun with you and more conversations.
Sure, my guy. Cheers, man.
Thank you. I don't know your password.